Harajuku bag shopping adventure. There is Onitsuka Tiger. And I think order is straight ahead here on the left. Not sure if they'll let me film, but worth a shot.
All right,
Last time I was in here
is.
for some pictures, so I may do that again. Some of these are just brands that are so expensive that I've never heard of them. What's that? Well, if you have to ask, then you don't have enough money to come into the store. Alright, it's up here actually, across the street. This place is kind of amazed. And of course I'm filming on my phone, which means I can't just follow the Google Maps directions. If you like seeing the sights and sounds of different countries, then you might enjoy my other channel, where we, walk. And if you like just listen to me talk about random crap, man, you might love that channel. Oh, it looks like there's a pedestrian bridge up here, which is always good news. We don't have to wait for the traffic, but we do have to face my old nemesis, stairs.
My old nemesis. Stairs. That's hilarious.
My aim on the other channel, Perfect Walk, is to give you kind of slice of life.
It would be nice if they could cut straight, so
you're seeing
I wouldn't have to.
kind of back focus as the main event.
Let's see.
But normally we just walk through towns
29.
and see kind of what is there to see. What do people do? Where do people shop? What do people eat?
Yes.
Explore everything. In this case, they have coffee from the Ralph Lauren bear.
There's a
So, pretty sweet.
there's a fly nibbling on my little ankles.
Keep an eye on the bags. Everybody keep an eye
Oh.
on the bags. There are some exceptional ones. I saw a Bathing Ape times Porter collab rucksack earlier today on the Yamanote line. Almost ran across the car and sold a nice
So
bag, but I held back. But it's actually hard to find someone, man or woman, without a bag.
so
in Tokyo, which
length
is why the bag
is
game is so incredibly strong.
29. Height is 19. Width is 13. Okay, so that means we got times 2 bottom. This is times 2.
All right, we've got Dior, we've got Prada, we've got a whole bunch of stores that you wouldn't catch your boy dead in, where people are buying some crazy shit
Times
for
1.
crazy amounts of money.
Let's see. Bottom flap.
We're gonna hang a right.
I love
Up here, I
watching
think at the
bag videos, sewing, stitching. There's a few guys that make shoes and repair shoes. I love listening to that. It's just such a
There's the Toomey store.
cozy scenario.
This one we're not going to.
Making a bag. Making something by hand like this is yeah, I mean it's like old timey. old school. People don't make things anymore, really, like by hand. So we used to only do that for so long. And I would have never fell into it, but I was the same way with massage therapy. I could have never imagined myself being a massage therapist, but then turns out it was a good move and it worked, and I was pretty good at, or am at feeling and feeling muscles and tension and listening to people and being sort of meditative for an extended period of time. That's important, and running really is a big helper of that. And then with this, I mean, this is very much present with each poke. I mean, each stick, you have to be there for it. You can't, you'll poke yourself otherwise. You can't do it blindfolded, you know. You could probably, but man, you know, getting that, it'd be slow. Yeah, it'd be pretty slow. Maybe I could visualize it actually, but it would be slow. Okay, so then the front. This is also times 2. Okay, so I think we got it. 29, 13, and 19. So then it is always, okay, now we gotta do the seam allowance. What do we want, you know? Hand sewing is funny business because you can do anything you can get your little fingers on. That's how the seam allowance can be.
All right, well, we'll take a ride to church here.
See this? So, let's see. It's hard to show this. You know, like, let's see.
All right, I think I got the right turn.
See that fold over? That could be a seam allowance, maybe 5 centimeters, 10 millimeters.
It is
Not
right
5 centimeters, 10 millimeters, 5 millimeters.
Oh, wow.
Pretty usual is like half a centimeter. On my first bag that used these kind of fabrics, the 1680 ballistic nylon and such, I didn't really have a good understanding of it, and I made them really big, like 1 inch. I was doing inches then, so I did like 1 inch, and so they're huge. They're so big. But they sort of fold down and sort of find their way out. But yeah, it was not a tight situation. And then, you know, you want to also think about strength and durability. And can you pull something apart? Where can you pull it apart easier? You know, if it has a little bit more of the fabric or less of the fabric. And it's a balance. So, and every bag can be a little different. I was even thinking, do I even want to sew this one that I do for her differently? I feel like probably what companies do is, I wonder if they cut it out like a cross for this type of bag, because it's, see how it's like an upside down cross with the flap at the top. You know, the flap is the back and the flap part, so they are one piece. But do they make it all in one piece? I mean, you could do it that way, and then you wouldn't even have to sew the bottoms; they would already be done. I don't really know the answer to that question. I mean, I think the answer would be yes. Like, why wouldn't you do that? But also the problem is, there could be that with cutting things out, it makes more sense to do it in blocks where you're not losing space. So that could also be the problem, because you can cut less fabric if you don't cut it like this. I could do the bottom. Well, you could do the whole way through. You know, just don't do the
This is
sides.
called the Alice pack.
That
So
would be
much good
crazy.
stuff.
One piece. One piece down the middle. So just cut the middle. So basically the front pocket, the front, the bottom, and the back and the flap all in one piece. I can't even do that actually. Yeah, I could if I go long ways. And then just do the other few down this. I mean, that's crazy. This is something I'll have to see what Elsa thinks about it. You know, if she wanted to go for it for some feeling she thinks. Because I don't know. I mean, my intuition is that less stitches the better. You know? Why, so why not? I mean, so you have the whole thing, and then you just put the sides, stitch them on. I don't see what the problem is. So then you'd have this part, and I would sew this to the bottom and to the top. You're just not having the back and the front. But you do need the front because of the buckle. That's true. So now you're kind of left with the back and the bottom. And that also won't work because I want to put a pocket back there. That's probably why they don't do it. They want to have more flexibility in the way that they make it and what they add on to it. And how they add it on. Yeah. So there's a lot of reasons, I guess, not to do that. I could be completely wrong, and that's exactly how they do it. They just cut it all out in a cross, and then they sew it together. I don't know. I feel like that's because if you did it that way, you could also sew in the lining as well.
It's the Heat series.
Whatever.
This is the new collaboration.
Oh my God.
That is so cool. I thought for sure they'd be sold out of this.
I think I wouldn't mind going to Japan.
It's like a museum, isn't it?
And walking around and exploring all the bag shops. I think that's actually that's pretty good. I like that a lot. Elsa already wants to go to Japan, and I wouldn't mind either. You gotta figure out a good way to do it though, you know. Not a good way, that's the wrong choice of words, but a way that suits us quite well. How about that? I would like to stay there like maybe a month and sort of get into the vibe of one area.
This display down here. This is the.
So can you get an apartment for a month? I would imagine you probably can. God, that's sick. Wow, what a cool shop.
It's called Old and New.
All right, I guess I could talk forever. I guess I'll leave that one there.